the game, cause see the boxing voice.
Welcome back, gang, for the first time and hopefully many more to come. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click on the notifications right here, this little bell, so you can get those emails every time we go.
ThaBoxingvoice.com, live here with Jay. Jay, we had actually a question. Is it Deas?
I get both. It's actually D's, but I get Deas. I get Deas more than D's. I'm cool with anything.
So it's like double ES?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay, JD's. Okay.
No, it's all good.
So, sparring partner selection, what made you bring Coffee back? Even though I know that he can switch. I watched him spar Adam Kornacki out the Southpaw and Big Baby. But what were your reasons for the selection this time?
He's been in camp a few times. He's a great guy, military background. He's always on point, always on time. High character guy, good fighter, big, strong, and he can work lefty. And he gives us a great look, so we wanted him in camp.
Big is definitely a way to describe him. I mean, compared to all the other sparring, he makes them look like cruiserweights. Is there ever a time that you have him lean on Deontay, just to kind of get used to that weight?
Ortiz is not too much of a guy to lean on people. That's not really his game, so not really. Okay. But we just kind of tell him to do his thing. He's done a great job for us. We really like Michael. He's been in camp several times.
Yeah, I mean, always. 0-0 when he started with you guys.
That's right.
Now he's 7-0.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously you brought Joey Ebo back. He's been in the ring with Tyson Fury. He's just coming off of a fight as well.
That's right.
What was, I guess, the thinking behind him? I will add that this is my second time seeing him in camp, and I feel like he's always the one that pushes Wilder the most.
He's a strong, determined guy, and he can punch. You know, so you always have to be on point when you spar with Joey Abel, because he brings a lot of power to the game. So that's good. That's good for, to have to be on point like that with somebody. But we like Joey. He's a family guy. He's always great work, and he's just a good energy, good vibe.
Last but not least, Lenroy Thomas. Obviously, he sparred with Andy, with Joshua Wilder. He's been in with everybody. What was the thought process behind bringing him in?
Lenroy's got that nice slickness to him. Everything with Deontay's an energy. So not only do the guys have to be able to do the work, but they also they have to bring good energy with them. And there's really, the highest energy guys that I know of are Lenroy Thomas and Malik Scott. Those are two guys that everywhere they go, people just love them. And so we like having Lenroy here because he's got that good speed. He's kind of our speed guy for this. You always want your guy to have to see speed that's comparable or even better than he's going to see in the fight, because if a guy's faster than you thought, faster than you prepared for, there's no way to get that caught up in 12 rounds. You can't overcome that. It's just too hard. But if you see it in training, then it's something you're used to, and that's what Lenroy brings. He brings that speed.
Now, in the first day that I got to witness Deontay sparring for this camp, I see that he's leaving his jab hand out and then pivoting away, kind of using the jab to block any, I would believe, right hands, but it's got to be southpaw, so it's right hand hooks, right? Right? Would be right hand hook. Is that something new that you've been working on, or something he's just doing himself?
You got to remember, they've got 10 rounds in the bank with each other, so there's a familiarity there. The guys kind of understand now, that's why the first fight took maybe 3 or 4 rounds to heat up. I don't think this fight's going to take very long to heat up, because they know each other. But the front hands will kind of be jousting for position, because it's going to be, Ortiz is going to have his front hand here. Deontay's going to have the front hands and the front feet. It's going to be a positioning game.
That's why Southpaw and Orthodox tap each other so much.
It's a very interesting dynamic to it.
But you added the pivot with the hand out. Is that something he picked up?
Well, no, I just think it's a thing where Deontay's really good at creating space and doesn't get the credit for it, space and distance. Look, there's lots of guys out there that can punch. Not like Deontay, but there are guys out there that can punch. But it's the things that get you. Guys just aren't going to let you hit them. You have to be in a position to hit them with your feet, with your body, with the way you feint them, with the way you set traps. There's a lot more to it than people realize, and that's a big part of the game. That's a big part of this thing, is being in a position to be successful. It's not just going out there and hitting a guy, because nobody's going to let you do that. So the other things come into play. So the pivots and all that all factors into the overall picture.
Do you think that Wilder will get the admiration from the fans post his career, or will there come a time where he'll walk through Las Vegas and he won't be able to get from point A to point B, similar to Mike Tyson? Because I don't know, it just feels like he can get there.
Yeah. Well, I think it's coming, and it's getting bigger and bigger, and the bigger he gets, the more people hopefully appreciate him for what he's doing. Look at what he's doing. I mean, nobody wanted to fight Ortiz the first time. Nobody. Deontay did. Ortiz thought it would lend to bigger fights for him after the first fight, and it didn't. Deontay's the one that's blessed him again with this opportunity because nobody else would. So, that's the thing. And then Fury, and then, I mean, it's one big fight after another is what Deontay is after.
Who does this suit better, though, Jay? Is it better for Fury that Wilder is going in there with a Dominic Brazil and then a Luis Ortiz rather than a Tom Schwartz and an Odawa Wallen?
Well, I think it's important that, to finish your other question, I think at the end of Deontay's career, he will certainly be more appreciated than he is now because people tend to do that. Once you retire, they're like, wow, that guy was really great. Mm-hmm. Lennox had it happen. It's all part of it. Hopefully people appreciate him now because you're not going to see another one like him. I'm telling you, it's going to be you're really not, and you're gonna wish you had supported him more when he was active if you don't. So I hope people will support him. But the other question, the first time people said Fury's been off, he had fought twice since we last fought going into the first fight. So this would be, now we're the most recent of the activity.
Well, I meant more about opposition.
Oh, more about opposition?
Like, who's this opposition shooter? Is it better for Wilder to get in there with elite level opposition, or is it better for Tyson to get in there with guys that he's not in danger?
From where we stand, there's no gimmies, no tune-ups, no knocking the rust off. It's all about getting the biggest fights possible. There's only a finite amount of time that you have in your career, and you want to get the biggest fights possible to maximize your career and your everything. And so there are we're not looking for anything less than big fights. And if the big fights lead to bigger fights, then that's what we want anyway.
So wear and tear is an issue. I'm just saying Wilder's opponents are a bit more durable. Mm-hmm. They've been on that stage. It's a little more dangerous. Luis Ortiz is more danger than Tom Schwartz and Odawa Wallen is what I'm saying. So
no. I get what you're saying, and one could be concerned about wear and tear, but we have such a good team, and I think we're really in tune to Deontay and where his body is and what he needs to do. And he's been so good about listening to his body. See, if you've got a lazy fighter and you propose a half a day or a day off, they're always going to take it. With Deontay, he truly tells you how he's feeling and what his body may or may not need. And he's being honest about it. There's no lack of work ethic with Deontay Wilder. He'll work from morning till night. But he's also smart enough to know if he's feeling any kind of soreness or anything that he may need a break from, he lets us know. And we all work together. So in doing that, I think we're in a great position for big fights.
So, could you talk to us a little bit about the change from Showtime to now Fox and Fox pay-per-view?
Yeah.
A lot of people assumed that this would be Fox to get it out to the masses, and now it's Fox pay-per-view. What's your thought?
I think it's a great platform. I think, excuse me, I got too much water. Hang on. I think it's a great platform. Fox has been great. Huge network, huge amount of people. I think it's going to be fantastic. So many people are going to know who Deontay Wilder is after this. Showtime was great. Showtime remains, a great avenue, but we've fought on other networks before, and this is just a huge opportunity for Deontay to take his name recognition and his brand, his skill level, his personality to the biggest possible audience.
What are some of the differences you're feeling, whether it be production on the 24/7 or all access level? What are you feeling in the differences in between Fox and Showtime in terms of promotion for the fight?
Fox has been here basically for a month, so it takes some getting used to.
Wow. In the gym?
Yeah. It takes
30 days?
Almost a month, so it takes some getting used to. They're doing 4 episodes instead of like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
These are 4 episodes, so there's constant content. And having a camera in your face 24/7, Deontay's the guy for the job. I couldn't do it. You know, it's just I wouldn't be comfortable with it. It's not my thing. He's great at it. He's the guy for the job. And it takes that to get your name out there and everything. It takes some getting used to, but I think he's done a great job with it.
How does that change camp at all?
It doesn't. We don't let anything dictate on the outside dictate what we do. You know, we don't say, oh well, you know, they want this, so let's not spar today. We're getting, you know, because we need to get. We don't do any of that.
Okay.
Like we go with our thing, and then they work with our schedule and work in communication with them. So it's not an issue.
So obviously Fox has shown us the Earl Spence, Mikey Garcia, that came in around maybe 325. Then Broner and well, I think that was Showtime. Broner, Pacquiao, right? Showtime maybe. I think the first Fox for Pacquiao was Thurman coming in around 6. You want to give a prediction for Wilder? Does he blow those guys out the water because it's the heavyweights and heavyweights bring out the casual fans? Or do you want to stay humble and see what he does?
No, I mean, I think it's going to be big. I really do. I think that this is a big step, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger. But I predict this is going to be very, very well received and a lot of viewers, and it should be. I mean, I think it's 2 best heavyweights in the world today against each other. So how can you beat that? And their first fight already proved worthy of clicking that button.
That's what I was going to say. Do you think that the first fight has enough controversy or drama to sell the second fight?
Well, I don't think
to
it was,
drive.
I don't think it was controversy. I just think it was a lot of drama, and it was some back and forth action. And both guys are so good at what they do that I just think that it's can't miss. I mean, it's really a great fight, and I think the undercard's fantastic. Should be a great night of boxing, and I can assure you that we won't be going on at 1 or 2 in the morning. And I can assure you there won't be 4 hours of dead time between, you know, A and B. You know, we want to put on a good, crisp product that keeps fans entertained and that they're glad they ordered.
Now, you've been quoted before saying that Wilder does better in rematches. He's only had 1, but can we always expect the rematches for the outcome to be?
Well, I didn't say he always does better in rematches. I think I said that he's devastating in rematches, and this goes all the way back to the amateurs.
Okay.
It's almost like an IQ thing. Once it's in his memory bank, he knows what's going on and what it's going to be, and he's already you know, he's already calculated a lot of things in his brain, and he just uses that to his advantage. It's like a high IQ thing. Once he's been in there with somebody, he makes these adjustments.
So you think in first half? You see Ortiz making it to the second half of the fight?
Oh, I don't ever do that. I let the fighters do that. If he wants to call rounds or make predictions, I just predict that Deontay will be well prepared, and definitely predicting a Deontay victory. But I don't get into the number of rounds. I think that's more. I don't like it when fighters, when trainers do all the talking or whatever about that, because we're not the ones in the ring. If the guys in the ring want to do that, that's fine. But from my perspective, I think Deontay, obviously, I think he wins the fight. I think he wins the fight in spectacular fashion. I think he makes a statement to the world, and you know, and gets the victory.
So for me, as a Wilder fan, right, I would prefer he fought like Bermane Stiverne 1, behind the jab, constantly just hurting his man with the jab, you know, machine gun like jab, and then the right hand is there. Obviously in 1, he didn't knock him out, but I felt like technically he was at his best. What do you think, and have you seen a better performance from him yet?
Well, I think the Brazil fight was fantastic. The second Stiverne fight was fantastic. It's just that they ended early. But if you look at the jab in the second Stiverne fight, and the right hand, the straight right hand that knocked Stiverne down, these are beautiful. You know, this is what would have continued to happen through the duration of the fight. It's just that the fight didn't last that long.
Okay, well, Jay, man, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Can't wait to see what he does versus Ortiz.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.